Well, welcome in H-Town world. You are now tuned in to The Solid Grip, coming to you live at 5, no time for jive. I'm your host, J.R. Wilson, alongside me, Ping Wilson, and we are coming to bring that heat. And understand before we get started with all this here, that this show is the flavor for your wings, the gravy for your mashed potatoes, and the sugar for your Kool-Aid, not your tank. Don't get it twisted nor misconstrued. Man, look, we got a lot to talk about. It's been a whole week since the last show, and we're going to get straight off into this thing. But before we do that, we need a huge favor from all those out there that are watching. Share this link with your people, with your partners, with your family. All right? Get them involved. All right? Also, we want you to subscribe to the channel. That is The Solid Grip. Subscribe and hit that little bell so you don't miss a thing from The Solid Grip. You understand me? Also follow us on Twitter. That is twitter.com/solid_grip. So, first of all, Pop, man, how you doing over there?
Doing great, Rich. What about yourself, man?
Oh, man, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I spent a little time in the summer heat today. It is actually 100 degrees out here in Rosenberg, Texas. But I spent a little time with my baby boy, man. As a matter of fact, when we went out today, he said, "Dad, this is the first time that you and I have gone out together by ourselves." And I was like, "Oh, man, you sure right about that, Caleb. I'm sorry, man." Yeah, and that's probably the only time he can remember. We've been out, just him and I, plenty of times. But he's older now, and he's like, "Hey, I want some time with Dad." And that's cool, man. We got to spend that time today. So, man, let's get straight off into this thing, man. Look, if you did not see what went on last week in Kenosha, Wisconsin, then you are up under a rock somewhere, okay? Something very crazy happened with the police. Now, I want to say this first. We cannot defund the police. I do not subscribe to that, and I'm going to tell you why expeditiously. You need police on the ground. There's a bad apple in every profession. Okay, every single profession, there's a bad apple, but you do not want to get police off the street. Okay, now what happened was disgusting. Indubitably, it was disgusting to know that here it is, a black man. I would not have told him to walk off on the police like that. But if the police were really trying to neutralize the situation, and I spoke with one of my good police friends, Sampson, this morning, who's a police officer for the sheriff department in the county in the surrounding Houston area. I won't say which one, just to keep his name disclosed or whatever, his identity disclosed. I mean, not disclosed, but, away off the air. That if they wanted to tackle that man, they could have tackled that man right before he even got to where he was trying to get to. You follow what I'm saying? So there's a huge, huge issue that I have with how they handled it, because they shot this man in the back 7 times with his children in the car right there. What if one of those bullets would have ricocheted, hit one of those children, killed one of those children? What happened was unacceptable, and it's absolutely intolerant. And I cannot say that I have an understanding for it. And so as a result, the NBA decided, a lot of the players from the NBA decided, look, man, we're not going to play. This has got to stop, and we have to do something about it. And I think that they all came together in solidarity and came to a consensus. Look, we're not going to play right now because we have to raise awareness for this, Pop. What is your take, man, on the NBA players walking off for what happened in Wisconsin to that young black man?
Rich, I guess I got mixed feelings about it. I'm trying to be a little more transparent about those situations that's going on in Black America and in white America too. What really happened in Kenosha is kind of dumbfounding to me. First of all, and I'm kind of getting choked up. Let me kind of compose myself. I guess I don't understand why the cops couldn't take him down. I mean, we talking, and the guy wasn't a very big guy. I think it was at least 3 cops. Okay. Now, Was he acting out? It seems like he was acting out. It seems like he was going to his car to get something. Maybe he wasn't. Okay, but they said they tasered him. He didn't go down. But 7 bullets. I mean, that's a bit much. But okay, let's move on from there. Okay, I mean, all the evidence got to come out, and we'll make a judgment on that later on. The protest. Okay, my first thought was, okay, guys, are we going to accomplish anything with this protest? Okay, Kenny Smith walked off the set, NBA set, and hey, I can understand. I really can't understand, but I'm trying to figure out, okay, guys, what's going to happen behind the protests? And strangely enough, and some good things didn't happen. Now
Right.
they're going to use the arenas around the NBA, including the Toyota Center, for voting centers, and that's good because, you know, what if it's a bad day? What if it's a hot day? What if it's a cold day? What if it's a rainy day? I think people feel more secure inside the Toyota Center than some of these voting places and stuff. So they are getting things done. But as an African American man, we're going to have to be a little more thick skinned, okay?
Right.
Things happen, okay? It's just the nature of life. It's like you and I discussed. There will never be racial equality, man. Racism is going to exist until Jesus comes back. And so, you know, I don't think every time something happens that, we need to start protesting. I mean, you had a big protest yesterday in D.C. And listen, I've been in protests, and I believe in them. But we can't stop the country, stop everything we're doing. And hey, I admit I was a part of the protest yesterday. I did something very symbolic. I wore my Black Lives Matter hat and stuff. Also, there's a group called the Minority Coaches Advancement Association. Used to be when I was in my younger days at U of H, it was called the BCA, the Black Coaches Association. And so somebody came up with the idea we got to include all minority coaches and stuff. And so wore my shirt and stuff. But again, man, I mean, I know the movement is going somewhere. I know that the movement is working, okay? Because, like I said, they came up with the idea, and I want to thank Michael Jordan for getting involved, because hey, he's a black man too. Although he's an owner of one of the NBA teams and stuff, he's been racially profiled before. He's dealt with some of the things that all of us are dealing with. So it is working. It is
Yeah.
working, and but I think we have to come to grips with the fact too that you do have people on the other side, like the young man, the 17-year-old that killed the two people and stuff. That was probably being brought up more than the fact that Blakely got shot and stuff, with the fact that he was rolling around in the street shooting people, and they telling the cops, and the cops high fiving him and throwing him some water. See that right there? That's a bad look. That's a bad look. Okay, and that's why so many people in the movement want the cops defunded. I don't want the cops defunded. Okay, we need cops, but we gotta
Right.
figure something out, man. We gotta figure something out because there are bad cops. There are bad cops, and there are good cops. Okay, I've been stopped by both. Okay, and so we got to do a better job when they interview these guys and stuff. And you got to look a little deep in some of these guys' backgrounds and stuff. Some of these guys got some backgrounds that people not checking and stuff. If you would check them, you would see that they're not fit to be police officers. Maybe something else. But hey, as a police officer, number one, I think you got to be a Christian. I think you got to love the Lord because you're going to have patience. And that's one of the virtues. And so if these guys got a short fuse, they've been in a lot of fights in high school or whatever and stuff. I don't know, I'm kind of rambling, Rich, but hey, I'm deeply troubled by everything that's going on, man. And like I said, as a man of God, you kind of want to ask yourself, well, man, hey, you know, God is allowing this, and He's allowing it for a reason. And He may not tell you, He may not tell me, may not tell any of His children,
Right.
but he'll get the glory, He'll get the praise. And so, again, you know, and I'm gonna say this. I told you this today that I had a white friend text me this morning and said, "Man, because of you, you know, I'm praying more, I'm trusting God more, and I'm thinking, what did I do? I didn't do nothing but hey, meet you at the sports bar after church and stuff, and we watched the Steelers play. But the fact, I guess, that I went to church before I went to see the Steelers and whoever plays. So yeah, I'm kind of rambling, man. But like I said, you know, it's been one of those kind of weeks, man. You know, glad to see the NBA back and stuff, but you just wonder, you know, what's next.
Yeah, I mean, it's a sensitive subject right now, Pop. There's a lot of things going on pertaining to this, but obviously there's a big movement out there, man. And I'm not talking about Black Lives Matter movement per se, but I'm talking about the idea of Black Lives Matter. Because what it is doing two things. One is creating solidarity that players are coming together and commencing. Also, what it's doing is it's upsetting people. It's upsetting the apple cart because there are a lot of people that say, well, blue lives matter, all lives matter. And, you know, a lot of those people, I guess, fail to realize or understand or want to reconcile with themselves that when people are saying Black Lives Matter, they're not condemning other lives. They're not ostracizing other lives. They're bringing awareness to the disposition of Black lives in particular.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
So that's
Right.
the side of Black Lives Matter that I stand for, not some of the stuff that they've put their hands on. And I won't get into all that. But the side I'm on is, look, yes, all lives do matter. But right now, no one can say without, you know, telling untruths that unequivocally Black Americans are being persecuted, okay, by police to some extent. And I heard a girl, her name is Tommy Lauren. She works for Fox, and you know, she is a bit of a spitball individual, man, who just kind of, you know, talks erratically about folks. She has what's called Final Thoughts on Fox, man, with Tommy Lauren. And she's a bit of a jerk, you know, no doubt about it. But I think a lot of people that speak out and try to find statistics that prove otherwise of what's going on, they're getting around what's going on. No one's
Right.
saying that cops don't get shot. No one is
Right.
saying that other races don't get shot. What people are saying that if you look before your eyes, right, you'll see that Blacks are getting, so it's gonna look like we're targeted. It's gonna look like there's an issue, especially when you have a 17-year-old Caucasian individual with an assault rifle, you know, shooting a place up, you know what I mean, and two people dying. Yet nobody's firing off at him. Or you have another Caucasian individual who's swinging at the police, and the police are not pulling their gun out and commencing to fire on him. But you have individuals who are not posing a threat that are getting shot in the back. You know what I mean? And you can't ignore that. And for the people that do, I mean, look, man, that's their prerogative. That's their prerogative. But you have to understand that you're gonna hear Black Lives Matter as long as these things keep happening. And now that it's been magnified, you're gonna see it even more, man. So, man, let's move on to the Major League Baseball, man. The Astros and the Yankees are in huge trouble right now. They're in big trouble. The Yankees, they're hurt, they're hobbled. Garrett Cole is not pitching like the Garrett Cole he was last year. And I think everybody kind of knew, you know, his skills would abate a little bit. I really do think that Brent Strom, our pitching coach here in Houston, really he has and shout out to Peter for Rhonda too. Also shout out to Senna. I can't say your first name. But yeah, thank y'all for watching, man. Y'all share this link with your people, with your partners, man. Get them involved. But yeah, man, it's an issue with both teams, and with the Astros, man, we're hobbled as well. We got a lot of guys on injured reserve. You know, our ace pitcher is probably out for the season. Our closer is out for the season. Brad Peacock is out. He still hasn't come back. Devo is out. He still hasn't come back. Brantley is DH and he still got quad issues. And yet, man, we still kind of holding on a little bit. But come time to playoffs, man, ain't none of that gonna matter, man. If we not putting up the points we need to put up to win games. And with the Yankees, man, yeah, they got good pitching. I mean, they got good hitting, but you got to have good pitching to follow that. And I feel like we could be categorized the same way. And that's how I feel. I know you have a different take on a different opinion, but I think the Astros and the Yankees are in the same boat, Pop.
Well, not really, Rich. I mean, listen, man. Last year when the Yankees had all those injuries, you had guys step up and have career years, okay? Guys that you don't expect to have career years because they're not those kind of players, okay? But when the Judges of the world, the G. Carloses of the world, your shortstop, your best bullpen guy, I mean, man, we got problems everywhere, man. Listen, we got 7 guys in our starting lineup that's batting under 200. Now you can't win like that. You said we got the bats. Hey man, listen, we don't have the bats. I'm telling you right now, we got 2 guys. Okay, all right. Uh, uh Lemeo's back. Okay, he's batting 403. Voigt is batting 308. Hicks 198. Garner 190. Wade 156. Ford 170. I mean, Estrada 208. I mean, I'm telling you, man, you can't win that way. I mean, and no, Garrett Cole has been himself. Okay, I mean, he didn't give up 4 hits against the Braves, but they were all home runs. So I mean, hey man, that's the thing we usually do. We usually hit the long ball, you know, and I'm telling you, man, these short double hitters. See, a lot of times we won a lot of games in the 8th and 9th inning, and so do you guys. And with them 7 inning games, man, I mean we lost a double hitter to the Mets yesterday, where we led in the last inning. Chapman gives up a bomb. We leading 3-2, bomb, home run, game over, and stuff. I'm gonna tell you something. He's done. I'm telling you,
You think Geraldo Chapman is done?
he's done.
No,
He, Rich, I'm gonna tell you something. The virus does different things to different people. Okay,
right.
some people talk. I had a buddy got it, man. Okay, he lost his sense of taste. Had a little sore throat, and that's it. Chapman was down for a long time, man. And when he came back, man, listen, Rich, he threw 105, 104, 103. It was a game where he wasn't throwing number sliders, man. 83 miles an hour.
Yeah.
It's had a mental and physical effect on him. I'm telling you, watch what I say. Yankees trade him at the end of the season. They trade him at the season. I'm telling you, man.
We'll take him.
Well,
We'll take him.
I'm telling you, Rich. I'm telling you now. Let me get to the Astros. Okay? Now, and I'm not going to call these guys' names, but you got a guy on one of your local radio stations was ready to run this guy out of Dodge. Okay? Kyle
Right.
Tucker. He was ready to trade him half of Houston and half Dallas to get this guy out of here. He's leading you in home runs. He's 3 for 2 today with a bomb. He's leading you with RBIs. Okay? He's just coming into himself. He's 22 years old. But see, that's what I told you last week on the show. Houston, be patient. Your Astros are going to be okay. Even though Altuve back in another slump. Okay? Even though Brantley's been hurt and stuff. Even though Carrera, Carlos, I ain't never been a Carlos fan. I mean, I think he's one of the most overhyped individuals in the history of any sport. Okay, he can get off to a hot start and think he can't carry it. And trust me, he got an injury waiting on him. Okay, but at some point, Altuve, wait, come on, he's just like Judge. I love Judge. Judge, did I not say it about Judge? Back on the DL for the second time. Okay,
yeah.
So I'm telling you, Altuve is going to hit. He's going to hit. Springer going to hit you some long bombs. He's not going to hit for average. Okay. And Gurriel going to hit. So all I'm saying is that once these young pitchers really kind of find their groove, and by the way, you're beating Oakland today, who's leading the division. Okay, you're gonna be fine. We're the ones in trouble because I think Stanton's through for the year. I think Judge is through for the year. He may be through for the year. That's a lot, Rich. That's a lot of home runs, man. That's a lot of RBI, dog. So we'll see.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I hear what you're saying, Pop. I don't know. We have to see, man. I want to shout out, man, to a few people on here. Thank y'all for watching. John Wallace, Carlos, Torres, Bertha, Bill, Joseph, Adriano, Miguel, Junie, Pemberton, Adrian, I think that is, man. Forgive me, man, if I mess it up. Berto Rios, Jonathan Ortiz, man. Thank y'all for watching. Hey, share this link with your people, with your partners, man. Get them involved. You know what, man? I'm gonna play a little background music, man. I don't know if you can hear this, Pop. Can you hear that?
I can hear it.
You can hear it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, man. Just put a little something in here. So yeah, Pop, I don't know if I can really subscribe to that, man. You know what I mean? But we're gonna see what happens for sure, man. We really are. I think that there are a lot of young teams, man, with young players that are coming up in Major League Baseball, man. And I think that there's a lot more to worry about than what we're used to doing, right? We're used to doing, let me stop this because it's slowing down my whole little situation here. Let me stop this real quick. Blicky. Yeah, we're used to hitting, right? We're used to having good pitching, and those things are not falling in line right now, man. And so naturally, we have a pessimistic view of our teams, and I think that's okay, man. That's the mark of a true fan, in my personal opinion. So, yeah, man, let's move right along, man, to the NFL, man. Look, the NFL is less than a week from here, man. I mean, no, excuse me, a little over a week, man, and I couldn't be more excited, especially knowing that the Texans are playing the very first game against the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm not one of the individuals that's like, man, you know what? I wish we wouldn't have had to play Kansas City the very first game because, man, it's going to be a match. I mean, a difficult matchup, man, especially then playing Baltimore right after that, then Pittsburgh right after that. And, man, it's just murderer's row 2 years in a row, man. And I don't mind. I don't care nothing about it. You know what I mean? I welcome it all. But I realized something, man, as we were doing the rundown for the show. I realized that Deshaun Watson has not won an opener since he's been in the league, man. Really? The very first year he came in the second half, we was playing the Jaguars. We got smoked by the Jaguars. Okay. That was the first year. The second year we played, I can't remember, and I had it in my head right now. Oh, I know we lost the game, though. Very first game. Oh, yes, New England Patriots. We played the New England Patriots in New England. I should have known that. I went to Foxborough to see the game. Right. We played them, lost. Okay. Last year, we played the New Orleans Saints, very first game of the season, lost. Okay. So I'm hoping, even though we playing the Super Bowl champion, I don't know whose idea it was to do that, but whatever the case is, hopefully, man, when we come out there, man, I mean, we throwing haymakers and Deshaun can finally jump it off with a win, man. But it is not going to be easy by no stretch of the imagination. But, man, it's right around the corner, Pop. And Kansas City is a formidable team again. If anything, they've gotten better, okay? They've gotten better. A lot of their guys came back. They got this running back out of LSU that's really good, man. And they're a scary team, man, really. They're a scary team, and I can't wait to see what goes down in the game. But, man, you realize we play y'all week 3 in Pittsburgh, and y'all actually have decided to not have any fans either. And that is so weird to me because what about I forgot what they call it, but when the Steelers, man, when they twirl and they flags, when they twirl in the tiles, man, the terrible tiles.
Here we go. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be weird seeing that. We also opted out to not have fans there, but we play y'all week 3, man. And Big Ben is back, and man, this could be 0-3 real quick, real fast, man.
You ain't psyching your pop, man. Okay, I've been to this rodeo a whole lot of times. First of all, you may have the most dynamic offense in the National Football League, including
Mm-hmm.
Kansas City. Everybody's been raving about your running back that you got from the Cardinals and stuff, okay? They say he caught a bomb, okay, at practice the other day, one-handed, down the field, okay? Now, think about that, to go with them other receivers that you got, okay? They said QT may not even be able to get on the field because, hey, it is just not no spots for him. You know,
right.
They say number 4 is just kind of drop it back in the pocket. Say he don't even look. You know, he just throw it in a direction and stuff because he know, hey, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me tell you something. Barring injuries, and if your defense can hold up, I think you'll be in the AFC Championship. I'm not saying that just to be saying it. All right.
Man, Pop, man. I'm listening.
Okay, number 4, what did he say? He said, I want to be legendary. I want a state championship in high school. I want a national championship in college. I want to win numerous NFL championships. Okay? Now, I'm sure that there's another quarterback that has done that. Okay? I'd have to look it up, but I'm sure. But he want to be with those guys, man.
Right.
And so, hey, yes, y'all got thrown, a monkey wrench. Y'all got thrown in the fire. But just think about it. Let's say you're 2-1. You know, you said 3-0. What if you're 2-1 in them first 3 games? Okay, what if you're 3-0?
If we 3-0, hey, let me tell you something right now. The NFL hates the Texans so bad. Even if we went 3-0, right? If we beat the Chiefs, the Ravens, and the Steelers, those first 3 games, when they do the standings at the end of the week, at the end of week 3, we'll still be like number 15.
Oh, come on. Don't matter. That's somebody's opinion. We talking about if you 3-0, you lead the division, baby. Okay.
Okay.
Forget the rankings. That don't mean a hill of beans. That's your opinion. The rankings. We talking about if you 3-0 and you done beat the Super Bowl champs, the team that with the best record in the National Football League, and a team that should be returning to the playoffs this year with their starting quarterback. Come on, man. On the road now. 2 of the games on the road. Talk to me now. Come on.
Now, look, Pop, if we go 3-0, yes, I would be extremely excited. I'd be excited if we went 1-2 and we beat either Kansas City or Baltimore and lost to either Kansas City or Pittsburgh. Okay. We can't lose to Baltimore. And the reason we can't lose to Baltimore is because they ran us off the field last year. Now, I know we got embarrassed by Kansas City, but we got them first. Okay. We hit them in the eye. They didn't fall, but they had a black eye. But they came back and, just post us up. And so we kind of even there, even though they got a butt whooping coming somewhere down the line. But Baltimore, we can't lose that game. I would be happy if we lost to Kansas City, beat Baltimore, and beat them not by a decision. You know what I'm saying? Not no fourth quarter situation. No. Beat them convincingly. And if we lost to Pittsburgh, I would be in a good place. Especially, here's the thing I want us to stop doing, Pop. Before we get to talking about AFC championships for the Houston Texans, this is what I need them to stop doing. Stop getting blown out by teams, man. That needs to be over with. A lot of people put a lot of stuff on O'Brien, man. But when you look at that Kansas City Chiefs game versus the Houston Texans, where we up 24-0 in the divisional round of the playoffs, what happened to the offense? What happened to Deshaun Watson? Now, I love Deshaun Watson, but what happened to him? He disappeared, man. You up 24-0, you supposed to straight up put your foot on their neck. That's not what happened. And you saw that when we played Baltimore. You saw that when we played Denver. Okay. He disappeared. And I saw him do that in college too. There was one game they played his last year there. They played Pittsburgh, University of Pittsburgh, and he was nowhere to be found in that game. He was there. He was suited up. He was taking snaps on the center, but he was nowhere to be found, man. And they end up losing that game to a team that is far inferior to them. Okay. But that is kind of his makeup a little bit, man. He kind of just, it's almost like some James Harden fever. Now, it ain't James Harden. Look, it ain't James Harden, but I will say this, that, and I old time on the Texans, man, because I did want to talk about the Steelers a little bit. I'm looking at our time. Man, that 30 minutes went by swiftly. Hey, I appreciate everybody watching too. Oh, Miss Leggett, you watching the Solid Grip? Hey, Miss Leggett, good to see you on here. Thank you for watching. Share this link if you know, share this link with your people. Yeah, Pop. And I'm on a transition, man, because I just, I'm a real fan right now when it comes to the Houston Texans. As far as I'm concerned, they're going 0-16 until they prove otherwise to me.
Thank you.
Okay? Until they prove otherwise, we going 0-16. We ain't winning the game. So, but the Pittsburgh Steelers, man, they back in effect. Big Ben is back. That defense is gonna be monstrous. Nobody wants to see Pittsburgh's defense, man. I don't, they're saying that this defense hasn't been this good since the 70s, man, when y'all had Mean Joe Green, man. And so you got a lot of talented guys. But what is the offense going to do with Pittsburgh, man? Do you see you guys really getting out there, Big Ben throwing 40 to 45 passes a game, man, and y'all, having an over 500 record for the season?
If Ben got to throw it 45 times a game, we're going to sneak in the playoffs, okay? We have got to reestablish the run in Pittsburgh, okay?
Right,
now,
right.
You got to do it, man. I mean, this has been our bread and butter since the 70s and stuff. Run the ball and play good defense. So if James Conner does not have a good season, or the running backs that back him up, if we don't have a good running game and stuff, we are going to struggle. We may win games because, yes, the defense is probably as good as it was as when they had the old steel curtain and stuff, okay, if everybody performing. But we are not a team that tosses it around the field that much, man, and able to win. If you go back a couple years ago, Ben threw 35 touchdown passes. I think he might have led the league in passing. But we didn't make the playoffs, man. We didn't make the playoffs. So all I'm saying is this, is that, hey, I am glad Ben's back. I mean, this guy's like the old man that the guy that fell off the hill and stuff, man. And, they keep putting him back together again and stuff. But hey, I just hope that he's 80% Ben. If he's 80%,
when Big Ben threw them 35 touchdowns, y'all didn't have the defense that y'all have now. So consider that.
Exactly. But Rich, we threw the ball so much that, hey, Ben throws a lot of interceptions and stuff, and so the defense was on the field a lot. Trust me now, those guys got to get a break. Granted, no, we didn't have the defense. No, we didn't have Mika Fitzpatrick. No, we didn't have the linebacker from Michigan and stuff. No, we didn't have, Bud Dupree was still kind of trying to find himself, and TJ was just finding TJ. But I'm saying this, man, if we gonna throw the ball 45 times a game and stuff, that means that we're gonna be behind a lot, man. Okay, because you don't have to do that. The Rooney family like to run the football. They like to play smash mouth, hit you in your mouth and stuff, and play good defense. And so they're committed to that. Tomlin's committed to that. But if, like I say, if Ben got to throw it 45 times a game, like I said, we're making the playoffs and out in the first round.
All right, man. Let's kind of rapid fire, man, and talk about the NCAA. First of all, I just want to say this, and I know I say this every time, they're frauds. I don't like the NCAA. I don't like what they stand for. They don't stand on nothing. I just want to get that out there in the air, just off the rip. They fraud. It shouldn't have took them this long for players to start making money off of something the NCAA has been making billions off of for years. When you got kids out here eating mayonnaise sandwiches to try to make do, man, I have no respect for the NCAA as an organization. With that being said, right now there's a conundrum that they're dealing with because the NCAA is big money. All that big money that they used to making and they used to ripping and sucking the lives out of the players that have been there and haven't been giving them their cuts. Now they're feeling the full effect of this if we shut down, because the schools, from a discretionary standpoint, they have the right to make the decision to decide whether or not that they're going to join in and play football. Now, here's the thing. The players want to play, man. They're fashioned to do that. They're kids. They want to play ball, Pop. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want to do. They play football all their lives. That's what they want to do. Well, it looks like the Big Ten in particular possibly wants to recant their statement as far as them being out or trying to do it in the springtime and maybe moving forward. And I know right now the fraud that the NCAA is right now of sending out letters or emails or making little cute phone calls to the coaches and saying, look, this what we gonna do. We gonna cut the check. We gonna get, let's kind of consolidate the schools, and put them in one little area. And what we'll do is we'll have our team of medical professionals out there testing all the kids on a day-to-day basis, making sure that they are there, as we do our best to make sure that they don't catch the virus, and if they do that, we catch it on time so it doesn't spread. But it's not going to work for the NCAA. They do not, logistically, they do not have the manpower to make it happen, and it's going to fall by the wayside, man. And I'm gonna let you speak up on it, Pop, and when you do, we'll play this video with even high school players that are deciding to sit out because they see the danger in what's going on right now. So the NCAA frauds as they are, I know they behind the scenes trying to make something happen. I'm no fool to this, Pop. I'd love to hear your take on this.
Rich, it's about money, man, and it's about those schools in the Big Ten. No, if they don't figure something out to get these kids on the field before February or March, not only are they going to lose a lot of money, they're going to lose recruits. Okay, the SECs and the Big 12s, they're going to go in there and tell those kids, hey, listen, man, what if the coronavirus is here next year? We playing down in Texas, man. We got this thing figured out. Okay, hey, listen, man, it is big money. And when I say big money, when you go get those big time players and stuff that are auditioning for the National Football League and stuff, okay, you know that they fill in the house. They're gonna fill the house. So now what you got is kids, that want to play, and you not giving them the opportunity. The parents are filing suit, I think, at the University of Nebraska for these kids to play. Hey, it will give the NCAA a black eye in football. As a matter of fact, it'll give them two black eyes. It will give them two black eyes. And so they're going to figure something out because they know that that the teams that are playing, the conferences that are playing, they're going to still have a championship game, guys. If you had to put 4 SEC schools, if you had to put Auburn and Georgia, LSU, and Alabama in a national championship game, it's going to still draw money. It's about these right here. Okay, Johnny Manziel said it a long time ago. It's about the almighty dollar. Okay, and so the Big Ten better figure it out. What they're talking about now is trying to play 6 games in indoor arenas. Okay, they were talking about the one in Indianapolis, the dome in Indianapolis, the one in Minnesota, and the one in Michigan, Detroit. So hey, they understand, man. With the economy being the way it is and stuff, and they're not already able to put people in the seats, that TV revenue money, man, counts for big money. And I'm not talking about just the athletic departments. I'm talking about the medical department and the science department and the history department. Everybody's losing money. Okay? So trust me, they're going to figure it out, Rich. And you're right, they are frauds. Ain't no doubt in my mind about it. But they better fraud themselves into trying to figure out how to get this thing done, because guess what? They're going to lose out on a lot of do-re-mi.
No doubt about it, man. As a matter of fact, as I alluded to earlier, you have high school players now being involved, Katy High School in particular. And if there's anyone that listens to this show, this particular show, if you don't know anything about Katy High School, right next to, Lord, I can't even think of the high school on the east side now. Yeah, North Shore, right next to North Shore are the 2 biggest high school football teams in the Houston metropolitan area that go to the state championship pretty much every year between the 2 teams. And sometimes they play one another like last year. And so 2 players that are prestigious players that might have already committed at this point in time have actually spoken out about not putting themselves in harm's way. And we have a video here, man, that we want to show y'all. And we're going to show y'all. We're going to speak on it real quick. And if you got something to add to it, man, go and put something down in the comments. Again, I want to thank everybody for watching. Share this link with your people, with your partners. All right, get involved. So I'm going to play it right here. Let me pull it up right here, and I'm going to play it. Here we go.
Launched by professional athletes taking a stand against racial injustice. Hunter Washington and Bobby Taylor say they will sit out the scrimmage and the first regular season game in September to bring attention to a problem they say their generation has had enough of.
we really did it. How Jacob Blake, you know, he's breaking up a fight and he gets shot in the back 7 times, and then you know he's paralyzed from the waist down. But right now he's heading to his hospital. Crazy to me, but it's ironic that I mean a 17-year-old can walk down the street with an assault rifle, you know, kill 2 people, right, and walk right past the police and go home and get to sleep in his bed peacefully, and then not come get him to the next day. It's crazy for me. So that was a breaking point, really. I feel like that everybody should be treated equally instead of just treated us just by our skin color, and then we need to make a change off of that. You know, everybody need to come together and show their voice and stuff like that.
Now, when I spoke with those boys today, they said their coach and their teammates support them in this demonstration, and they say they are not worried about losing scholarship opportunities because there are things that are more important than football, and they want to attend a college that backs social.
Man, that's powerful, Pop.
That
I mean,
powerful, Rich.
yeah,
powerful.
man.
Hey, I just pulled up Bobby Taylor, and he is the son of the former Notre Dame cornerback. Okay, listen to these offers, Rich: Baylor, LSU, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, and USC. Okay,
Right.
he can play.
Yeah.
He can play. So
Yeah.
you know this thing is serious, man. Okay, that is serious, and I mean the fact that his teammates backing him, the fact that his coach is backing him. Hey, man, this thing gonna have a ripple effect, and I'm telling you, Rich, that is the reason that the Big Ten is coming back to the table, because they don't want to lose kids like this. Okay, and you lose kids like this when this kid's saying, you hear him saying, "Hey, I want to go where, hey, they considering these social justice issues and stuff." Okay, so if you're not playing at all, you ain't considering. And let me tell you, that school down there with them, on them 40 acres, they trying to get some stuff done, man. My man Herman and stuff, he tried to get some stuff done. So hey, kids like this, you're gonna see UT start getting them, man. And if they get them, if they get enough of these good kids and stuff, look out. And I'm not a UT guy, okay? But I'm just telling you, UT is being proactive in this social justice situation.
Yeah, everybody's looking for some type of gain.
Exactly.
No doubt about it. And look, man, for a long time, maybe the last 10, maybe 15 years, a lot of these Power 5 schools like Alabama and Clemson and LSU have started to really corner the market for Texas players, man. When all those players used to go to UT, man.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, all of them, they went to UT, Texas A&M, Texas Tech.
Right.
You know, but now they grabbing them, man. They grabbing them because I mean, this is and somebody from Florida would argue with me, and I would say we're brothers in this. We're like twin brothers when it comes to being the mecca of talented football players. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, that what the boys said, man, on there was powerful, man. These are young men. I mean, young, they're still boys, man. They're minors speaking like that. One of the boys said, man, this tipped the scale for me. Like, dang, man, how can I play football when something like this is going on in my country? Not only that, I look at my skin color and I see, man, hey, I'm a threat to society. This can very well happen to me, even if I'm in compliance with the police. This can happen to me. But yet you can have a white man walking down the street, also a minor, he's 17 years old, shooting people up, and he get to go sleep in his house, man. And that's, look, man, I'm not, if you know me, you know that my identity is not first in my nationality. My identity first is in Christ Jesus, period. But I cannot ever ignore the fact that I'm a black man, especially a black man in America. And it's heart-wrenching, man. It breaks my heart to see stuff like that. Even though he didn't die, he's paralyzed. And I know that the doctors have said he'll probably have a chance to walk again, but you could have took his life. You shot him 7 times. And I don't want to get into it, man, because my fervor for things like that will run this show way past where it was supposed to go. The clock on the wall said that was all y'all 15 minutes ago. But I thought that was something powerful, man, that needed to be spoke on. And before we get out of here, Pop, if you have any last words, first of all, shout out to everybody who watched, man. I want to thank y'all. Pop, I love that shirt that you got on, the Dirty Bay. Shout out to Clint Sterner. Okay, I love the shirt, man. Dirty Bay, that's Baytown, Texas, not Bay City, but you can be a part of it if you want to. And to match that, you know, the ping that you have on your hat, man, to represent, man, your personification here on this show. But Pop, if you have any last things, man, you want to say before we get out of here, you got the last word, man, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
All right, baby. The clock on the wall says also 5:30. It's time to get your popcorn out, get your Coke. Russell Westbrook is back, baby. Get your popcorn and your Coke out. Let's enjoy this game, guys. Let's pull for the Rockets. Let's get a win, and let's get back on the road to winning again in the NBA playoffs.
Well, with that said, for me, J.R. Wilson and Ping Wilson, we are the Solid Grip again, coming to you live at 5 No Time for Jive. Y'all be careful out there. Grace and peace to all y'all.